Alright, so this is a small video about how to link your pages to your document. Now if you've printed this out and are just writing on it, you'll probably just want to copy it down by hand, but be very careful. The full stops and the underscores and everything, that's all very important to capture. So it's obviously much easier to do this in a digital way. So here we go. I'm going to go to the IDE. I'm going to launch my first page. So I've just done that by clicking on this white text here, or I could also click on this button here, this share button here, and it does the same thing. So that will launch the latest version of my website. So if something's you need to do this in case, so you don't want them to view your stuff from like a couple of weeks ago. You want them to view this most recent stuff. You copy this, Control C, and then you paste it in the box here. So I've done that for the index and for the gallery, and I'm just going to do that for my last few pages. So going to the blog, and you can see up here, again, all of them you need to launch separately from in here. But I already have done that, so I know that my blog is the latest launched one, because I did it as part of my testing. Then I have some other pages, blog 2. Let's go to blog 1. And then in here, we can also go back to blog and grab blog 3. Now you don't have to also add your CSS, but it never hurts to be really thorough with what you're doing. So if we have a look here, I'm going to go into this blog 3. I'm going to right click, view page source, and I'm going to be able to click on our HTML, our CSS pages. So that stuff is up here, Aroha Art, Control C, paste that in, and then there's a second one too, which is gallery. And paste that in here. If you can't figure out, it's just right click and view page source, so you can do that for most websites. But if you're not sure on how to do that, then it is just your file path. So my CSS is inside the Aroha Art main root folder, which is inside my my Code Avengers thing, which is called exemplar. Your one will be something like 265 or something like that, or 2,500, whatever. Yeah, and then you just have the codeavengers.com, which is, as you can see, exactly the same for each of these. Cool. And have you downloaded your IDE so that you can give an electronic copy of the site? No, not yet, so let's do that now. So I'm going to go here, and all of this media blocker, everything inside Aroha Art is what I want, but if I hit download, I will get everything. So download. And you can just send that to them. Your Kayako is going to have to wade through, if you've got lots of stuff like I do, your Kayako is going to have to wade through that, and it would be nicer if when you show it in the folder, so you've got a zip folder, you can unzip it, extract all, and I'm just going to extract it to the downloads folder, and I'm going to delete everything in here that has nothing to do with Aroha Art. So I'm just going to keep Aroha Art. Now just check that in here, sometimes the images won't download. Oh good, it looks like they have. No, okay. So you should have your own copy of your images, and I have them in here. so here is what I've been making as I've been going along. So I've been, this is the folder that I might hand into the kayako. It is an example of all of my work. So I've been taking screenshots of the concepts and putting them in here and labeling them. So this is version 1, this is version 2, and I've got my screenshots of my model of my website. And then in here I've got my media that I've been adding. I'd tidy this up a bit, so didn't use those ones, for example. And assets over here, these are my stakeholder notes that I've taken a photo of. And these are all just downloads of what we were just doing there when we hit that Code Avengers web stuff. That's what these are. So I've just been putting them in the same place. So to get all of our stuff together, what I would do is I would move Aroha Art. I would cut that. And I would paste it in here. Oh, and I would move my media into this folder and replace the files in this destination. So here we've got my website. I've got my 3 main pages. I've got gallery CSS, the main page CSS, and Aroha Art, a JavaScript page. I've got my media are all linked up together. I'm just going to delete the ones that they need to be named the same. So I would rename this one Card Back. Delete that one first. Enter, that has the same name, so that's good. Rename this one to PNG. Yes. It's got to be named exactly the same, otherwise it's not going to work. The logo drop shadow and Code Avengers one. So just replace, if they're broken like this, you just replace them. Alright. So I have got my blog content. I need to replace those ones as well. So when I've replaced everything, and I've checked that everything is in its right place, because that's very important, right? Like if I moved this stuff out of blog content, then it won't work anymore. The link in here that says go to the blog content folder and find blog content 1 will be broken. So you have to be very, very sure at this stage that everything in here is in the right folder for what you need. So everything should be in one main root folder, and everything in there should be put in the right places. So your media should be inside a media folder, and you might have an extra folder like I do. But regardless, everything has to be in the same place. So yeah, I would get all of this together. You may not need to include that, you might want to, up to you. And I would right click and zip it all together. So you just go, go folder out, and go send to compress zip folder. Alright, and now this, you should put your name or your ID number. So your ID number might be something like 200188976 or something like that. And you might go US 29804, and Lana is my name. You might put your name just so it's easy for your kayako at a glance to see who it's for. Right, so that is your assessment. What you should also have is your file here, your folder here. You can go File and print it as a PDF. And go Save. So I've done mine as a Google Doc. Your one might be a digital file in a Microsoft Word document or something like that. You might have a paper one. If it's a paper one, you have to make sure that all the pages are clearly labeled. and that everything in it is exactly what it's meant to be. So I'm going to put it in this base folder here, and I'm going to save it as Toyota booklet and then with my name. Alright, so back in here we'll have to redo that. So we've moved that out, this one here. So we'll delete this one and do this again. Create short, so we right click on it and we go down to share with, we go down to send to, and it's compressed zip folder, and what that does is just creates a folder that's much smaller, in case you weren't aware. It just creates a folder that it won't take up huge amounts of memory space. So your ID number and your name. Alright, and that's what the Kaikoura is going to get with they should go around with a USB drive. Now note, you probably won't be able to email this to them, and that's because when people send each other viruses and stuff, and you know, if you get the attachment that's got a virus on your computer, those are sort of JavaScript files, and they can be HTML files and things like that. So Google has a blanket ban on sharing .html files and sharing .js files and things like that. So probably going to do this physically, send this, like, they're going to plug it into your computer and you're going to physically share it to the, you'll see it appear over here, so maybe like, it should be like in the F drive or something. Otherwise, you can just copy and paste the actual code into and send it to them that way as like a Word document. But that's not the best way to do it. This way would be the best way to do it. Alright guys, I hope that answered some questions for you. Thanks a lot.